And in the next option, we could sketch the floor. Let me delete it, and as you know, most parts we have to model our ceiling ourselves. No, we cannot use the automatic option. For instance, here we got a compound ceiling, and the material is tile 1660, and the other layer is gypsum board for the boundaries. For instance, here we got the gypsum board at the margin, as you can see, and the central rectangle is tile. And here we got 4 lightings and 2 openings for air. However, we should check the mechanical installations plans for more details of this project. Anyway, by this way. And here I don't want to use automatic ceiling, I want to use sketch ceiling. If I click on it, then in option bar we got some items, but we don't have any option or item in automatic ceiling. But if we click on create a sketch ceiling, here we got the drawing tools, we got chain, offset, radius, if we want to consider fillets. Anyway, according to the plan in CAD file, here firstly I want to draw this ceiling at the margin. I choose compound ceiling plane. Then if I click on auto, then the line will be drawn on the boundaries. Then I select the lines, then I want to isolate them. You know guys, these are the techniques of modeling. Then I click on pick line, consider the offset 600. Then I click or I hold the cursor of the mouse, then I press down tab, then I select them. After drawing the offset, then let me check the materials and the dimensions. For instance, their heights are 285 centimeters. However, here we got 2 types of ceilings. One is related to the wet spaces and the other one is related to the dry spaces. Anyway, I consider 2850 and then click on finish. Again, I click on ceiling, sketch ceiling, then pick line. I can click on these. Since both are at the same height, I choose the tiles and then I click on finish. Then let us reset them. Watch this. Right now we have models such as ceiling, the gypsum board for the margin part, and the tiles for the section, or the center actually. And this is the result. However, if they have some differences in their heights, for example 3200s and 2800s, but note that when we are talking about the heights of ceilings, the height is related to the level to the bottom of the ceiling. Here in the section view, if we measure the distance from the level to the bottom of the ceiling, and then again from the level to the ceiling, then you'll see the height. But here if I change the thickness 10 and 15 and OK, changing the thickness does not affect on the height offset from level, as you can see. So put this point to consideration since it is very important. Then I select this opening ceiling plan. If we suppose that we are going to consider a difference between their heights, we can select them at first. Watch this. Then we should consider an offset for them. For instance, let me delete it or draw it again. However, I can click on offset, numerical 150 millimeters. I uncheck copy, I select them, then I draw the offset, and the previous one is deleted. Check it out. 15 centimeters overlapping between these two ceilings. But here we got a gap between these two ceilings, and this software does not diagnose these parts, that we have to connect them with each other using walls. Firstly, we have to specify the reference material like gypsum board. Let's see, 50 and 15. I copy gypsum board, and then I want to create a layer of wall. We open the walls and we duplicate. Let me assign a name for it. IR ceiling wall, and then we can consider it in the schedule table. 50, move it downwards. 15, we assign the material, and then we draw the wall, we select it again. 50 and 15, I copy the other material, and then I assign it to this. Watch this. So right now we have created a customized wall, and here we can see the overlapping, so I set it to wireframe to be able to see the overlapping. Pick line, then based on core face exterior for location line, then I hold the cursor, I press down tab to select the boundaries, then I click, then the boundaries will be filled with the walls. Watch this. This is the result. Here, as you can see, let me show you that the wall is being created from the level. As you can see, that we only wanted to cover the gap between two ceilings. So what should we do? Firstly, we have to select the walls. Do you remember attach? Top, attach wall to top, and then we attach the wall to these ceilings from top and bottom, so it will fill the gaps between them. And as you can see, they are not joined since the type of the materials are different to each other. As you can see, so they are not joined. I assign the material, and as you can see, these two layers are integrated and joined. So by using such a technique, you can model the ceilings of your projects, and this is greatly important for us to be able to model the ceilings like this way. Note that you have to fill the gap between two ceilings with walls. However, I've seen some users that they use model in place. That is not standard and correct. You may solve the problem using model in place, but it is not standard and recommended.